Italian meringue is a great base for so many delicious treats, including marshmallows. And mine are coconut flavored and dipped in white chocolate. To start my marshmallows, I'm not starting by cooking sugar and whipping egg whites yet. I have to start by dissolving some gelatin in water, 1.5 tablespoons of gelatin powder. If you'd prefer, you can use agar powder in place of the gelatin powder in equal measure. It's important to dissolve your gelatin or agar in cool water first before you dissolve it into any hot liquid. 6 tablespoons of water. I'll just give that a little stir. Now I can get the Italian meringue portion done. 3 egg whites at room temperature. When a recipe calls for a large egg white, that egg white is a single ounce. 3 ounces equals 3 egg whites. Just whip these up until they're just about a soft peak. And now to get my sugar syrup going for the marshmallows, I'll start by measuring 1/4 cup of water and add to that 1.5 cups of sugar. I want to cook it up to 240. Because I have straight sugar, there's no risk of it boiling over, so you don't need to stir at all. There we go. I'm going to turn on the mixer on high speed, but pour the hot sugar down the side of the bowl to let it whip up to full volume. While my meringue is still hot, it's time to add the gelatin, which has now absorbed a lot of the water. Now I'll whip this for about 5 minutes until it cools a little bit. You'll see it'll start to thicken up. It's got this light yet thick consistency. And now for the flavoring, which you really can get creative. Vanilla, though, is usually recommended as a base. I'm gonna work in about 2 teaspoons, and then I'm going for a coconut flavor, so just about 1 teaspoon of coconut extract. I have my pan ready. My friend Amy, who's a pastry chef, passed on this great tip. Just take a paper towel and rub a light layer of oil on the parchment. You get flawless lines to your marshmallows. And instead of spreading it, I just kind of use a lifting motion. And you can see it kind of flattens itself out. You want to give the marshmallows about 2 hours to set before you cut them. I have a pan already set, and it's as light as air. I want to prepare my board with a light dusting of a combination of cornstarch and icing sugar. You're looking for about half cornstarch, half icing sugar. Put a light dusting on my cutting board that coats the marshmallows so they won't stick together. They'll stay distinct. And look at how easily that paper pulls away. Just like I oiled my knife for the torrone to slice easily, I'll do the same, but dusting it with the icing sugar cornstarch combo. And I give the marshmallows just a little toss, rolling these around to get them nicely coated. You can start stacking them on each other because they'll no longer stick together. Now I'm gonna dip them halfway in white chocolate and then into toasted coconut. I start with 1.5 cups of white chocolate chips. I have a pot with just 1 inch of water that I'm gonna put on just below a simmer. While that's starting to melt, I'll get everything else ready. I have a plate full of toasted coconut. It spent about 10 minutes in the oven at 350. Those toasty bits meld and mix in with the other lighter bits. I'll line my baking tray with parchment. I'm pulling off my white chocolate from the heat before it's fully melted, just because white chocolate is a little more delicate. There we go. Just a little dip. And then a roll in the toasted coconut. And then I put them coconut side down on the tray to set up. After you finish dunking and dipping your marshmallows, you let them set up at room temperature, and then you can store them in an airtight container. They will keep for up to 2 weeks, but to be honest, I've never really had them around that long to put that to the test. Now, this is such a delicate way to use Italian meringue.